Hey there, and I need you to stop scrolling right now, because this is urgent. If you're getting Social Security, SSI, SSDI, survivor benefits, or spousal pay, there are two critical letters heading to your mailbox starting December 26th, right after Christmas. And I'm not exaggerating when I say these letters could completely change your tax situation and your financial future. The Social Security Administration is warning all 74 million Americans who receive benefits to watch their mailboxes carefully. These aren't just routine notices. These are tax forms that you'll need for filing your returns. And with all the new laws that just passed, you might see some unexpected changes that could mean thousands of dollars back in your pocket or owed to the IRS. I've been helping families understand Social Security and government benefits for years. And every tax season I hear from people who are completely blindsided. They either didn't know they owed taxes on their Social Security, or they missed out on deductions and credits they were entitled to because nobody explained it to them in plain English. These tax forms from the Social Security Administration are confusing enough in a normal year. But 2025 is different because of major legislation changes that just went into effect. And the people who need to understand these changes the most, seniors on fixed incomes, disabled folks, widows and widowers, are the ones getting the least clear information about it. Before we get to those two crucial letters, let me quickly tell you about a Social Security payment going out on December 17th, because I know some of you are waiting for it. If you receive retirement benefits, SSDI or survivor checks, and you were born between the 11th and 20th of any month, your payment is scheduled for this Wednesday, December 17th. This is part of the regular payment schedule, where the Social Security Administration pays people based on their birth date. If you were born between the 1st and 10th, you already got paid on December 10th. If you were born between the 11th and 20th, you're getting paid December 17th. And if you were born between the 21st and 31st, your payment comes on December 24th. Now, there are some exceptions. If you're a long-term beneficiary who started receiving benefits before May 1997, you get paid on the 3rd of every month, regardless of your birthday. So you already got your December payment on the 3rd. Same thing if you receive SSI. You also got paid earlier in the month. If you don't see your payment in your bank account when it's supposed to be there, the Social Security Administration recommends waiting 3 business days, then checking with your bank or credit union to make sure everything's okay with your account. Now let's talk about these two letters that are about to hit mailboxes across America starting December 26th. The Social Security Administration is sending out tax forms called the SSA-1099 and the SSA-1042S. These forms show the total amount of Social Security benefits you received in 2025. And you're going to need them when you file your federal income tax returns. These forms will be available online starting December 25th, Christmas Day, if you have a My Social Security account online. But the physical letters will start going out in the mail on December 26th. And the SSA expects all of them to be delivered by the end of January. Why are these forms such a big deal this year? Because of new legislation that just passed. Changes in the tax laws mean that what you might owe, or what you might get back, could be very different from previous years. There are two major pieces of legislation that are going to affect how your Social Security benefits are taxed. Recent tax legislation has introduced a $6,000 deduction specifically for qualifying seniors. This is huge. This means that if you're a senior, you can eliminate taxes on up to $6,000 of your income. For millions of Americans who are struggling with taxes and trying to make their benefits stretch, this is life-changing. Let me break down what this actually means in real numbers. A single older taxpayer may now have a total standard deduction on their first $23,750 in income when they file their 2025 taxes early next year. That means they won't owe federal taxes on that amount at all. For married couples filing jointly, the numbers are even higher when you combine all the available deductions. This additional deduction effectively wipes away tax liabilities for most elderly taxpayers, particularly benefiting middle and lower middle income taxpayers. Here's something that might surprise you in a good way. Because this new tax legislation was enacted in the middle of 2025, it's possible that some older Americans had federal taxes withheld from their Social Security checks based on the old rules. If that's you, you could see a bigger refund during the 2026 tax season. We're talking potentially thousands of dollars. So when you get that SSA-1099 form in the mail, you need to pay attention to it. You need to file your taxes correctly. And if you have a good CPA or tax preparer who understands these new laws, they can help you get every dollar back that you're entitled to. Now, let me talk about the other major piece of legislation, the Social Security Fairness Act. This law got rid of provisions that had been reducing or eliminating Social Security benefits for over 2.8 million Americans who received pension income from jobs that weren't covered by Social Security. Who does this affect? Public workers like teachers, firefighters, police officers, and other government employees, as well as their spouses and widows or widowers in some cases. If you're in this group, your benefits may have increased, and some people even received a lump sum back payment of over $6,000. I know this has created some controversy because other Social Security recipients are asking, what about us? Why aren't we getting this check? And I understand that frustration. But you need to know that this was specifically designed for federal and public workers who had been unfairly penalized for decades. It doesn't apply to all 74 million Social Security recipients. It was meant to fix a specific injustice for a specific group. But here's what's important. If you're one of the people affected by the Social Security Fairness Act, your SSA-1099 form is going to reflect those changes. Your benefit amount is going to be higher, and you need to report that correctly to the IRS. Let me be crystal clear about who needs to watch their mailbox starting December 26th. If you're receiving Social Security retirement benefits, you're getting one of these forms. If you're on SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, you're getting one. If you're receiving SSI, Supplemental Security Income, you're getting one. If you're a widow or widower receiving survivor benefits, you're on the list. If you're receiving spousal pay benefits, same thing. Basically, if you're one of the 74 million Americans receiving any kind of Social Security benefit, you need to be watching for this mail. Here's your action plan. Mark your calendar for December 26th and start checking your mailbox every single day after that. These forms are coming, and you cannot afford to miss them or lose them. If you have a My Social Security account online, log in on December 25th and download your form electronically. That way, you have it immediately, and you don't have to wait for the mail. If you don't have an online account yet, consider setting one up. It's free and gives you access to all your Social Security information. When you get your SSA-1099 or SSA-1042S form, do not throw it away and do not ignore it. This is a legal tax document that you will need to file your federal income taxes. Keep it in a safe place with your other tax documents. Look at the total benefit amount on the form and make sure it matches what you actually received during 2025. If something looks wrong, contact the Social Security Administration immediately to get it corrected before you file your taxes. When tax season rolls around in early 2026, give this form to your tax preparer, or use it if you're filing your own taxes. Make sure whoever is preparing your taxes understands the new deductions and laws that went into effect in 2025. If they don't seem familiar with the $6,000 senior deduction or the Social Security Fairness Act changes, you might want to find someone who is. If you had federal taxes withheld from your Social Security checks during 2025, pay special attention to whether you're owed a refund. Because of the new laws, you might get more money back than you expect. Here's the bottom line. These two tax forms arriving after December 26th are not something you can afford to ignore. They're going to be critical for filing your 2025 taxes, and with all the new laws that just went into effect, you need to understand what's changed and how it affects you. For many seniors and people on disability, these changes are going to be positive. The $6,000 senior deduction, the higher standard deductions, and the fixes under the Social Security Fairness Act mean that a lot of people are going to owe less in taxes or get bigger refunds than they expected. But you have to do your part. You have to watch for these forms. You have to keep them safe. You have to report your income correctly. And you have to take advantage of the deductions you're entitled to. The system is complicated, but you're capable of handling it. And remember, you don't have to figure it all out alone. There are tax professionals, benefits counselors, and resources available to help you. Starting December 26th, check your mailbox every day. When those forms arrive, treat them like the important legal documents they are. Don't ignore them, don't lose them, and don't wait until the last minute to deal with them.